And you gotta rap too.
Every day, bruh. Every day, bruh. Was it right?
So there was this girl who I like fell in love with the first time I saw it, like the first second. This is like a TV moment. Everything went in slow motion. I can't see nobody else but her. Everything else is just a blur. One of these chicks, you shut your shit. I say a total of 3 years of loosely knowing her before I even had a chance at this. But once I got my chance, I did not drop the ball, and things were mutual, and it was a thing. Finally, the fucking girl of my dreams, so I thought, was mine, basically. Wrong.
This is the
wait. So this and this, interesting fact about that, these two girls have the same name. Anyway, in the midst of us talking, things got weird because she had an ex that she was still in love with. I didn't know this at the time, found out later she was still in love with him. And I was more or less just like a decoy, but I had no idea. So when I'm getting so deep into it, I guess she kind of figured like, all right, I gotta get rid of this one because he's not playing the decoy role the way he's supposed to. And then she fucked somebody I know.
Ooh!
Man, like a dude within my realm, my world, does what I do. Man, a lot of people almost died.
Yeah. So this is more funny than fucked up. When I was a server at California Pizza Kitchen, this girl came in with her group of homegirls, and I'm like, yo, she's sexy, right? And she was chilling, like basketball shorts, white beater. I'm like, this chick is bad. And I went to the table, I was gaming them up and shit. Whenever I was like trying to holler at girls when I was at work, I was like, even if it wasn't my table, I'm like, all right, lady, just let me know if you need anything, all right? You need some bread, you need some water, you need a massage, something like that. Stupid shit, right? But anyways, I got her number, and we started talking, we started dating, and briefly, we were about to have sex for the first time, and I could not get it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It happens to me, all right? And I'm sure it happens to many other dudes. That's why it's a fucking joke. That's why they say it happens to all, it happens to everybody, right? All right, well, it happens, it don't happen to Rick. It happens to me.
It happened to me once.
Okay, cool.
In
So,
Arizona.
once I finally got it up, I busted quick, all right? Now, mind you, hey man, look, shit happens, all right? But here's the fucked up part. The next day, she texts me, and I'm like, yo, what's up? When we trying to kick it, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you know what? Like, you're more of like a homie. And I was like, what? I'm like, what you mean? She's like, I just don't know if I'm looking for a blah, blah, like relationship right now. I'm like, wait, let's make it work. What's good? She's like, I mean, I just look at you as more of a friend, I'm like, yo, we just had sex yesterday. So my natural conclusion is that my weak sex I gave her resulted in her ending things with me, right? I communicated with her like after that, after years of me thinking this was a situation, and she was like, oh no, I wasn't even like that. But for years I was like, damn, she dumped me because I had whack dick.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a good story because that taught you to not have whack dick.
True.
You didn't want to go through that again.
And you know what? And now my stroke is immaculate.
Alright, now this one is like almost the most upsetting. Like, it's really upsetting. There's no heart pain on this one, but man, I was pissed. So there was this girl, I was really into her, but when I met her, she had a boyfriend, right? And she was one of the girls who really meant I have a boyfriend, which is dope, because that's kind of rare out there these days. So nothing ever happened between us, but it was always there. Like, she let me know, like, if I didn't have a boyfriend, we'd be, right? So eventually they broke up. So I'm like, yo, let's go. So she's kind of like, well, I don't know if I'm ready to just like hop into something else already. Makes sense. So I kind of explained to her like, I'm not trying to hop into anything at all. I just want to have sex with you. So we have that conversation. We come to like an agreement, like, okay, well, if we ever do it, it'll just be that. We'll be friends. We'll be cool. And it was a dope ass little situation. We kicked it a couple of times. There was like some making out, things like that, but we never had the sex because there was a long time before she was ready to do it. After her ex, they were going back and forth. You know,
her head was fucked up.
Yeah, the typical ex thing, right? And then one day she hit me like, yo, I think I'm ready. Come get this ass, basically is what she said. And it was perfect timing because I was supposed to be in her city the following week. So I'm like, yo, you sure? She's like, yes, I'm sure. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I jokingly say, I just don't have sex with nobody else before I get there. She's like, oh my God, I won't, ha ha. So fast forward to the day before I'm supposed to go there, she tells me she had sex with somebody else. Dude, I was pissed. So pissed. Not in like a jealous kind of way, but it's like, yo, that was my one stipulation.
Right.
Like, just don't do that. Why would you do that right before I'm coming to do that? I was supposed to be the guy to take you to that next level.
Right. So
I'm upset, but I'm like, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we can do this. But I'm asking questions. And she's like, well, actually, it was really bad. Like, it was not good. I shouldn't have done that. So I start getting worried. I'm like, I know this conversation. This is I realize that life just isn't for me. I can't have sex with just random people. I need a relationship type shit, right? But I don't say anything because she's still like, we're good to go. She gets to me. We're chilling. We're in my room. We're in my bed. We're making out, all this stuff. And she keeps stopping. I'm like, what is going on? She's like, I don't know, man. Just after doing that with him, I don't know. I feel like it's not for me. You know, all this shit I was thinking in my head. So I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, yo, and I want to be very clear. I am not upset that she decided to not have sex with me. That's completely her decision. That's fine. Well, why did you come here then?
Yeah.
And I know that sounds fucked up, but you have to understand that was the only reason for her to come there.
Like, y'all not trying to bond. Y'all not trying to have no conversation.
Like, we did all that. We did all the talking. We did everything that needs to happen before this point. Why would you not say something before you got here? But I'm still like a gentleman. Right. So I still walked her to her car. But with no words. You're really gonna be like that? I didn't say shit. I didn't say one word. I sent her a long ass message afterwards, like explaining that I'm not mad that you didn't have sex with me. That's your choice. But I told her everything that was wrong with it. I was like, and now can you please block me on everything? And then she did, and I haven't spoke to her since.
Damn.
Yeah.
So my final one is one that look, it cut me deep, alright? It cut me deep because this is one of my first attempts at love, alright? In the first grade, I had a crush on this girl named Joanne Cho, Korean girl, super cute. She was the cutest girl in the class, right? I like to draw things. I was a good artist. The little kids was always asking me to draw pictures for them. I mean, I guess we was all little kids, but they asked me to draw pictures for them. So I spent like, I want to say a week working on this picture. It was me as Aladdin and her as Jasmine. And not only the two figures, I filled the whole fucking canvas up. It was fucking genie there. It was background, right? Did all this shit in like markers and shit, right? I said something like, "Dear Joanne, I love you." Something like that. Folded it up, brought it to class, brought it to her on some slide shit like, "Hey, I made this for you," right? She opened it up, looked at it, showed the whole class, and was making fun of me. It was like, "Oh my God, look what Tim did for me." And like, not to know, oh my God, he's so romantic, but like, ha, look at this shit. I was so embarrassed and hurt, bro. I just like, that was one of my first times I was like, wow, bitches ain't shit.
That's hilarious and terrible.
Yeah, it was, you know, man, it was like, yeah, like, a lot of these stories are more fucked up. And mind you, we were all little kids, but you put this one as my top one because I remembered it forever. I mean, I was like 7, 6, and I still remember this shit.
Yeah, those things stick with you. YouTube.com/IBShucks. You can find a similar story, true story too, about my first attempt at love with a lady. It's called Storytime, My First Heartbreak.
Ah, yes.
Oh man. Okay. This girl was like on some other shit for me. Like I ain't never ever felt no shit like this. So I was like, yo, I got the one, the motherfucking one, right? You know this was so much went down.
It's kind of hard for me to listen to you tell it.
Yeah, like
I know the pain he went through, and as a friend, I'm like, shit.
Yeah, this was tough. This happened. So this ended August of last year. Well, so that's a lot of months ago, and every day I still think about this shit and get mad. I just want to choke everybody right now. Alright, so had me doing shit that I would never do. All the red flags that I would tell other people like, yo, don't fuck with that. I overlooked them. I put that shit to the side. I'm like, you know what? Let your wall down, buddy. This one is special. You know what I'm saying? It's dumbest shit I've ever done in my life. For this, I'm not saying never put your wall down, but in this case, this shit was stupid, right? So I'm all the way in on this girl, 100%. I don't need nothing else. I don't need no time, but I was willing to understand that maybe she did need some time because there was constantly guys trying to talk to her, which that's what happens when a girl looks good. Guys try to talk to her. And I did not care. She would tell me all these stories about dudes at work, customers, co-workers, friends from her hometown or whatever, new friends she's meeting, all this shit. I didn't care. There was one guy where you get your spidey senses, you know what I'm saying? Women like to call it women's intuition, but it's just intuition. Everybody has it. But I could tell right away there was something different about this dude, just from the way she would talk about me. It was different. So there was a time where he was supposed to come see her. And supposedly it was planned before her and I started talking or whatever, right? I didn't believe that shit for 1 second. I knew what his interest was. But at the time, she was not my girl. I was secure enough to be like, you know what? Do it. Get it out your system. If you gotta go and do whatever you guys plan, do that shit. I'm not tripping. Don't tell me anything about it, but do it and get it out of your system. That sounds like some simp shit, but in my head, I'm like, look, if she's gonna do it, she's gonna do it. The least I can do is just be aware of it, let it happen, because I know once I get my chance on this, it's a wrap. So she's like, nah, I can tell it would bother you if I did that. I wouldn't want to do that to you. And besides, I don't even really want to go. Like, he's being weird. Like, friends aren't supposed to act like that. She would always tell me how he's just a friend, right? So in my head, I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, you want to go. Like, you wouldn't make these plans if you didn't want to go. I'm like, look, you don't have to lie. Just go. So she starts calling me jealous and insecure and shit. Like, I'm not lying. Stop being so jealous and insecure. I'm not gonna go. Blah, blah, blah. So it ends on her not going. Now they were supposed to go on like this little 3-day fucking vacation type shit, right?
As friends.
As friends. Who the fuck does that? But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, look, I see what's going on here. Just do it.
Right.
Like, you have my full permission to go and do that shit. But she's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. So that time period comes around when this shit was supposed to happen, and she's like, well, I already got the time off of work. I think I'm gonna go, but just by myself. Like, I'm not going to hang out with him, right? So I'm like, Nick, like, yo, just stop lying. Like, if you're going, I'm telling you, you can. You are not my girl yet.
Right.
Do what you need to do before we move forward. She's getting mad. Can you stop? I'm not gonna see him. So I like, all right, fine. I let it go. So she goes on her little lonely trip. And shout out to Instagram Explore page. I never get on the Explore page, but I get on this time, And I just start seeing shit, piecing shit together. I see his post, I see her post. It's like the same fucking post, right? So I'm like, I wonder if she's with him. So then she said a couple of things that just clicked, and it proved like, oh fuck, she's at the same place as him. So I confront her. I'm like, yo, I mean, I know you said you was going alone and you got mad at me and shit, but are you with dude? Like, don't lie. She blows the fuck up. Doesn't talk to me for the rest of her trips. Like 3-4 days. I do not hear from her. Then she comes back and basically on some like, are you ready to apologize to me type shit, right? Long story short, she was with him. I find out later she was with him the entire time. But the whole time I'm like, yo, like just stop lying to me. She's calling me jealous and insecure. You're so jealous, you're so insecure. I can't be with a guy like that. Even though I was right, I was completely right about everything, and she was still calling me jealous and insecure. So that whole thing ended basically because of that. Then later she tried to like hit me on some, can we at least still be friends? I'm like, I can't do that shit, especially not without ever having a conversation about what the fuck happened. And she kind of comes out and tells me the problem was, even though she was lying, I should have just let her. I'm not really sure what that means. Like, I shouldn't have questioned her lies. Because just the fact that I'm questioning proves that I'm jealous and insecure. I was like, are you kidding me? And this is a real thing. That's a real thing. She really felt like she was justified in being angry because even though I was right, I didn't know I was right.
Because you were right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the worst one for me, because like I literally dropped all other girls for that one.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Hey man, fuck that hoe.
Man. This is the longest video ever, my bad.
Hey man, look, if you want to give Ricky Shucks a hug, like this video, subscribe to him.
Nah, I'm good now. I got me a nice little situation. I'm good now.
Hey, everything happens for a reason, bro.
Man, I guess I'm so sweaty from anger. I'm like dripping in sweat out here. I hate her so much.
Yeah, I know, man. I know, dog. I know.
You feel that moisture?
Yeah, I know, dog. Alright, y'all, thanks for watching. Leave suggestions for what top 10s you might want to see from us. Alright?
Stupid ass girl.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Thank you. King shit.